Good morning, guys. I have not even combed my hair. I'm not really technically ready to go yet, but I will be. I'm getting breakfast made. I'm eating some chicken and rice and some fruit. And I've been eating a little bit of bread. The einkorn bread that Corey makes with the einkorn flour has a really low gluten, like wheat content. Well, I mean, it is wheat, but it has a lower gluten content. It's a little bit different than some of the other ancient grains, and I think Ira's been tolerating it. So I'm having my chicken and rice and my bread and a little bit of fruit for breakfast. It's like 6:47, and me and Dad are going to do the Azure pickup. It's early this morning at 8 o'clock. I thought Corey was going to go, but then she found out, or remembered at the last minute, that she had a dentist appointment. So me and Dad are going to go do that this morning. Mama's going to keep Ira, and I'm going to get into probably just a little bit of different, different stuff today. A few different things. I know Dad said he was thinking about mowing the yard later because I think it's going to rain this evening. Might do some jewelry stuff. Not really sure, but today is Thursday, and I thought, what the heck? You want to come with me on Thursday and see what I get into? Yeah. Oh, and here's what my breakfast looks like. Chicken, rice, bread, banana for the fruit, and I have a few strawberries that I'll put in there too. Sitting here at the red light, and y'all check that out. It's very nice. That's a Camaro. I wonder what that is. Comment below if that's 68, 67, 69. It's somewhere in there. They didn't
68.
They started in 68, right? They didn't start in 67.
No, they started in 60, I think 67.
Oh, okay, maybe. That's nice. The color's really pretty. It's like a teal aqua color. Very cool. You don't see many of those out and about.
You can hear it.
Yeah, I can hear it. Maybe their light will go first so we can see it drive. We are headed to the Azure pickup. We are really almost there, not quite. A little bit further to go. And we saw that really cool Camaro, so I had to show you that. You don't really see many cars like that on the road anymore. It's a rarity, and it's really interesting to think that at one point, when that car was new, they would have been everywhere, and nobody would have been thinking anything about it. On a scale of 1 to 10, how stoked are you to pick up groceries?
I am so excited, I can barely drive the car. I'm jacked up.
Yeah, it's super exciting.
You know what the best part of the whole trip will be?
No.
When I get back home.
That's right. Yeah, when we get home and take the groceries back home. We got some different stuff this time. I mean, a lot of times we end up getting some of the same stuff because you find what you like and then you just keep reordering it. But I think I got a few different things that I wanted to try. So we'll show you that. I'll probably unbox some of it, and you'll see some of it's the same thing we've been getting, and a few different things. And I'm not sure about Corey what she got, so we'll see.
Maybe if I can get back, make sure it's not going to rain. I'm thinking about mowing the yard for the first time of the year, and I dread it.
That I don't blame you.
But it needs it.
Yeah. It wasn't last year, it was the year before. I was helping you mow, and that was the year I run my hand into the side of one of those cattle panels.
Yeah.
And that stuff will cut you.
Yeah, catch you.
It actually gave me a pretty good gash. I actually have a scar from it. In fact, it gashed me good enough to leave a scar. I was like, this is just ridiculous because it's just a blunt edge, the blunt end of a wire. But what it was is that year there was something wrong with our push mower, and it was probably this time of year or so, and we hadn't mowed that many times, and I don't know if the mower had just been sitting or what it was, and we borrowed Paul's push mower. And there was something a little bit different about that one. It's like, it was almost just taller, and so my hands, I don't know, my hand was in a different position on the handle, and I think that's what happened. Because I'd mowed right there and made that kind of turning, you know, that turn by the cattle panel a lot of times, and that was the time it got me. So hopefully this year, if I help, there'll be no mowing related incidents. Of course, that one was pretty minor, but it's still hurting. I still got the scar.
Yeah.
Blood all over the place, Lord. Ain't your favorite part the weed eating?
Yeah, baby. We got so much of it now. I just hate it.
Bumping the camera all over the place. Sorry. Yeah, that's true. We have made a lot of weed eating for ourselves. Austin and Court were mowing last night. They went for their first mow and weed eat of the yard last night, so I guess it's probably our turn. Yeah. We might be a tad late. That's okay. The process has already started. Sometimes at the drop it's really quick, and it was kind of really quick. We got there just a few minutes late and they were already unloading the truck. It depends on how much people get, of course. Sometimes people get a lot, so then it takes a little bit longer to unload the truck, but we got it all finished. We're on the way back. We'll definitely
I'm thinking about pulling over and eating some of this.
Oh, before we get home.
Yeah.
Do you know what's in the boxes?
No.
You just dig through there and do you find something you want?
Find something that looks good and start eating.
That's funny. That is funny. All right, then we'll pick you back up when we go home and probably show you what's in the boxes. Show Dad what's in the boxes so he can figure out what he thinks he's going to eat. We're back. Not that you exactly needed a one-by-one narration of, and now we're in the car, and now we're back, and now we're getting out of the car, and now we're blinking. But we are back. Well, that's rude of me. I guess I could have opened the door for you, but I didn't. How nice. Some of these boxes are Mom's, some of them are mine, some of them are Corey's, but Corey's going to come up here later because she has to go to that dentist appointment, and she's going to drop Woody off for us to keep him so she can get her boxes in. Mom is taking out some of what she got. Mama, did you get this?
Yeah, no, I did not. That had your name on it.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah.
That's right. I got this. I'm sorry. I just don't even remember what I got. This is breakfast sausage. I forgot about that. I did get it. And I know. I hear you. And then Mama got some of these, more of these sprouted rolled oats. You like these, don't you?
Yeah, Corey got us some at Costco, and I really liked them. So then I realized Azure had them. So
Cool.
I was going to buy some more anyway, try to order them from somewhere. But once I seen they had them, I got them.
Cool.
And I've been eating maple syrup in my oatmeal, so I got some maple syrup.
Yeah, do you want maple syrup? I bet you do.
And I got some onions and some sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes and onions.
Cottage cheese for your daddy.
Cottage cheese. Mama got this as well. These are really good. The garlic is good for all sorts of stuff. Of course, it says cardiovascular health. It's good if you think you got a sickness, too. You got like a nasal stuff going on.
I think it's nap time for you.
This is the cottage cheese that Mom got. Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. Well, Ira does need an NAP. He's getting fussy. Corey loves this stuff, and Mom and Dad said they really like it too. Cottage cheese, Nancy's. Corey got some whole yellow corn because she's wanting to put some in her meal, her flour meal or grain meal, if you want to call it, and make some cornmeal to do cornbread with. And this is one of my boxes. I love this stuff. I've been getting this. This is that pineapple cranberry. If I drink it, I don't drink much at a time. I just do a little bit, but I like to do those gummies that I showed y'all with, that I made. I like to do those with this. I need to show you the recipe. I need to do a video about that because I know some of you have asked for the recipe to the gummies that I made, so I will do that. Also got just some canned fruit. I got some oranges. I've liked the oranges I had from them in the past, so I got more. And I got, this is interesting. I don't usually do, like, what do you do? Is he being nice?
Yes, he handed it to me instead of throwing it on the floor.
Oh, that's a good boy.
That was really good.
I also got some of this. This is just a grain-free blueberry muffin mix. I don't usually buy pre-made mixes like this. I mean, I don't reckon there's nothing wrong with it. I just don't usually. But I thought, you know, something. Katie wants some blueberry muffins, and she's going to treat herself, so I bought myself a muffin mix. What else is in here? Oh, gosh, this is so funny. Y'all, I bought these things just to try them because I've been doing this, like, puffed sprouted rice cereal stuff. I don't usually do it in the morning. I just usually do it as a snack sometimes, but I do it with almond milk. And so I thought, what else could I do? These are cornflakes sweetened with pear juice. And so I wondered about that. I wondered if these would be any good. I don't really know. I feel like I'm eating different things than what I normally would eat because of my weird diet stuff with Ira. But I'll let you know how they do. And there's just some more fruit in here. Those are peaches. And then I've been getting some of this stuff. I really like their strawberry jam. I think it's good. I also forgot about this. This is goat yogurt. Dad's laughing. It says Caprita goat yogurt. Rich and creamy, plain. I got some of this. I want to try this and maybe put a little bit of maple syrup, a little bit of fruit in it. I'll tell you what I think about the goat yogurt. And I also got some of this raw oatmeal. I've got this before from these Montana gluten-free people, their company, and I really like this stuff. I usually soak it overnight to eat it, and it's pretty good. So I got a little bit more of that. So that's about it on that. I guess we could probably go ahead and open Corey's box. We could probably do that before she gets here, because when she drops off Woody, she's not going to have a lot of time. And if there's anything that needs to be refrigerated in there, we need to do that. I was opening this box here of Corey's, and Mama handed me this knife to use. This is a knife that was blacksmithed by a man named Paul Garrett. There's his initials. That's his maker stamp. And Mama, did you buy this?
I did for Christmas one year.
Mama bought this for Miss Cindy one year for Christmas, and she really liked it, and she used it a lot. It feels really good, and it's sharp. It works really well to open boxes, letters, pretty much anything you want to do with it. Yeah, you could chop little vegetables. I really like this little knife, and it's a cheese. Yeah, you could do cheese with it. It's just a sweet thought, you know, thinking about Miss Cindy, that this was hers, and she liked using it, so it's kind of like having Miss Cindy here with us today. I'm opening Corey's box, and I took out these two things. So she got some rice, and she got some pinto beans, and so there are some things in here that need to be cold. She got some baking soda, it looks like. Looks like she got some oranges too, and some apples. Oh, and this is interesting, some vanilla beans. She may be wanting to make more vanilla. This, let's see, that is heavy whipping cream. Oh man, that looks good. So, and this is a glass bottle. Wow, I have to put that in the refrigerator. This is some cheese here, some mozzarella cheese. We'll have to see what she says about that. And this is that Sierra Nevada. They're the ones that did the goat yogurt that I bought. They have really good cheese. This is sharp cheddar. And this is really interesting. She didn't tell me that she got this brush this time. She told me she was thinking about getting a brush. She said she wanted to get something that was easier to clean. And a brush with these kind of bristles is easier to clean all the hair and whatnot out of your hairbrush. If you get the ones with the little round things, the little balls on the end, they're hard to clean. So she told me she was thinking about getting a different brush. That's cool. I just didn't know if she was going to get one this time. Looks like some sauerkraut. That looks good. Yeah. Classic sauerkraut. And she also got some maple syrup. This stuff's great. I love it. You can do so much with it. So Corey got some cool stuff too, it looks like. Upon further inspection, you don't need it. Upon further inspection, this is not glass, it's plastic, and I'm just, you know, don't know what I'm talking about. But anyway, I still think this is really interesting, and I'll be interested to see what she thinks. Ira wants it. Ira's gonna take it. Oh gosh. Y'all, look at the yard. Like it's bad. Like it's real bad. Really needs to be done. The first mow of the year you kind of put off because who wants to do it? And I guess you wait until there's enough grass to really mow and get. It's like if you wait longer in between times when you mow, then maybe you feel like you don't mow as much. I don't know. But the weather's really nice here. It's beautiful. It's warm, but it's not so hot. And there's a gentle breeze. I do know we're going to get a little bit of rain this evening. Could be a little bit of thunderstorms, but probably just rain. Dad was just talking about Mom is cleaning the house. We're keeping Woody. Ira's asleep. And, you know, Dad's like, we're mowing and it's about to rain and we're cleaning the house. None of those things go together because we're definitely going to be tracking in mud and grass from the yard. But you kind of can't help it. And especially if you live in the country or you live where you go in and out like we do so many times a day, then it's just, you know, that's part of it. But I wish I could help Dad mow, but I'm kind of on baby duty. Ira's asleep. Woody's in the baby jail, and he plays really good in jail. So Mom's in there with him, and he is probably just playing away. But if they were both asleep or something like that, I could take over the push mower, or I could weed eat, I guess. But I'm not all that great or quick at weed eating. I would just be better at mowing. But anyway, it sure is beautiful. I guess he'll be on his own for the mowing, and then maybe a little bit later I really need to probably do a few jewelry things. I might show you. I don't know if I told you about that or not, about the new rolling mill that I got. Maybe I did, so I'll probably show that to you later. Having fun?
Oh yeah, it's my favorite thing.
Almost as much fun as you had when we were in the car and you almost just couldn't drive the car because you were so excited?
It's about that same level, yeah.
You're almost so excited you can't mow?
Yeah, love it.
Before I go back inside, I thought I would show you. These are Ira's toys. This is one of his little play plates. This is a rock that Corey painted that he likes to play with. And Dad picked up these rocks for me recently. And this is just pretty much what he wants to do. He wants to come out here and throw these rocks around and kind of do a little bit of these things. And I just think it's so funny that he loves rocks. He showed so much interest in rocks. And that's funny because that's, you know, like son like mother. You can see Ira in our shadow here. Ira woke up from his nap. He really didn't sleep that long, but that's okay. Oh, I come out here at the perfect time. I don't know if you can see, but that's a hawk and that's a hawk. They're two hawks. It's kind of hard to video it holding Ira, but those are both hawks. One's a little bigger than the other, and they've been hanging around. There's kind of a pair of them that have been flying around low here and landing in some of these trees where you can see them. Looks like Dad has made it to the weed eating portion of this series of mowing the yard. Oh, how fun. Weed eating is always the funnest. Binks, those two big hawks would like to take off with you. Well, they weren't all that big, but... So, oh, you running? You leaving? You gonna hide? Get under the porch? I don't really think he's hiding from the hawks. I think he just likes to get under there and play. Everything is certainly looking better, though. For sure. So I was actually thinking about maybe making these now that Ira's up. I might put him in his high chair or let him crawl around the floor. Thinking about possibly making these. The back says 1 egg, coconut oil, melted butter, or ghee. I think that's interesting that it mentioned ghee here. Half a cup of water, and then this mix. So I'm wondering what I'll do. I'll probably do ghee instead of butter. And I'll do, of course, the water. But then I might actually do a real egg. Because like I said, I've been trying to test out a little bit here and there. Testing out Ira's tolerance to the foods that I think irritate him. And I think I've had some success very recently. So I might try a real egg with these. This recipe actually makes 6 standard muffins or 12 small ones. I don't have like a mini muffin tin, so I'm just going to do 6 standard muffins, and we'll just try this out. And if this is something that we like, then maybe we could get more. Or it could just be like a fun little treat that we do every now and then. I like to make stuff from scratch. That's what Katie wants to do, and that's why I use all those weird flour blends, so I can make stuff from scratch. But it might be fun to do something like this, a little different every now and then. These are ready to go into the oven. I actually made 7 instead of 6, so we'll see. And you know, I'm gonna be 100% honest, I didn't make no effort in like rounding these things and pushing them down. I just left them all fluffy, but I think that'll be okay. All right, there they go. For 30 to 35 minutes. Good Lord, that's a long time to bake these muffins, but whatever, that's what the recipe says. Has joined us. She came back, she came back to get Woody. Woody's actually still asleep, so she's making him some food. And beef cube.
And butter.
And butter. I tried one of these muffins. I used this knife to dig one out. And you know something? They're pretty good. I mean, they're not like exactly the best, you know, in the world, you know. Corey was saying that Corey didn't like them. But for me, I've not had anything like this to eat. Like, I've not been able to eat anything like this. So this is super delicious to me. On Corey's way back from the dentist, she stopped by the fruit stand and got some strawberries. So there's strawberries here, and there's strawberries in this bag. And I'm going to be really excited to try some of these. I love fresh strawberries, and these are really, really fresh. So I bet that they are delicious. That was nice of her. She got some for me and some for her. So we'll probably split some of these here in a little while, and she can take some home and I'll keep some too. I mean, these aren't the best thing in the world, but for a grain-free, dairy-free kind of thing, now you could make them all allergen-free, dairy-free, egg-free, and they're already gluten-free because they're grain-free. But I did do ghee, so that would be dairy-free, or you could do coconut oil. But I used the egg, and that's what gives them the nice, fluffy kind of texture. I've been kind of trying to just test the limit with things here and there, you know, little things, not a lot. Like, I'm not going crazy, like just little bits of things here and there. And it seems to be going well. But I've done this before and think, oh, it's going great. Maybe he's ready for me to kind of finally do these foods, and he's ready for him. And then sometimes we have a setback and it's not going as good as what I think, you know. It's that kind of thing. You got to give it some time. But I'm hopeful about it. So if you are looking for an option, you know, a muffin option or something that's, you know, grain-free, dairy-free, wheat-free, you know, egg-free, all the stuff, you know, this could be your thing. It's kind of getting cool out here. It's a little warmer, a little prettier earlier, but I know it's supposed to rain later, so I can feel kind of the cold air coming in front of the rain. And Corey got Woody up. We got Ira out of the high chair and put Woody in. Woody, do you like your bites? Are those good bites, Woody? Woody, those good bites, yeah? Come back outside. It is round 2 for the naps. Corey took Woody back home. Ira is back on his second nap. He kind of blew through his first nap, so he might sleep a little while this time. Something like that. And I wanted to go get the mail. There might be something in there. I ordered a few dresses off of Mountain Warehouse. That's a website that I've ordered clothes from. We all have. They've got some cool stuff for men and women. They have some outdoor clothes, if that's something that you're needing, you know, ski wear and the like. And they also have some women's dresses, like just pretty cotton dresses that I was thinking, you know, have something to wear. Church dresses, essentially, for the summer, or if I went somewhere nice. And they're really fairly priced, I think. So I bought a dress or two, and I thought maybe they might be there in the mailbox. I don't know. Corey said that the dress she ordered was in her mailbox, so I thought I'd go check the mail. It did rain a little bit. Kind of just thundered a little bit, rained a little bit, and then quit. And I'm hoping to, after I take a fun little zip down to the mailbox, to look at some jewelry stuff. I really need to do that. Now, I did hear tell that later Corey and Austin are going to come. Yes, I know I'm not buckled because I'm just going to the mailbox. They're going to come to our house for supper. We usually laugh and cut up and have a good time. I'm literally barely going any distance. The seatbelt thing drives me crazy. It makes me mad. If you don't want to buckle and you want to get a ticket and you want to hurt yourself, then you should just suffer the consequences. But if you do want to buckle, and, you know, when you're out on a highway and it's dangerous and you have common sense to do that, that's great. But I'm like, I don't need it to beep and tell me. That's annoying. That's what I love about my truck and my 4Runner. Neither one of them do that because that's probably before they come up with that technology. So irritating. Anyway, I'm going to get the mail, but actually what I decided to do, I might take a quick spin by the pond. It made me wonder about all of the rain that we had, what it looks like. You know, is the pond really high? Did it flood out? You know, that kind of thing. I'm sure it didn't flood out. I think it's got a drain in the bottom of it or something. But like toward the bottom of the pond, it's got something in there. Maybe that's a filter or something. I don't know. But I thought it might be fun. Take a look at it. Before I got rudely interrupted by the beeping seatbelt business, I was talking about Corey and Austin coming for supper. We love that so much because it's just such a fun time to have, you know, of course we have Woody time. We get to see Woody and play with Woody, but Ira loves playing with Woody and visiting him. So it's just, man, it's just a really fun time. Always makes me so happy when they get to come for supper. And they usually come like once a week. Came by the pond and turned around so I can come back by it on the driver's side. It's really beautiful up here. They're putting a house over there. That's a recent development. And you can see a gravel road out in front of me. That's also a recent development. Kind of makes me sad. It's just so beautiful. Just the land, of course. It's kind of almost a shame to put houses all over it. But there's something interesting I can see from here over by the pond. So I think if I just slow down, I can show you that way over there would be a turkey. Just plugging along, having a good time. The pond is a little bit up. It's a little full. It's a little higher than, but that's cracking me up, that turkey over there. Just like, what's it doing? It's just like hanging out. Looks like a hen of our turkey. It's cracking me up. Just all by itself out there, looking around for some food. Hanging out by that log. That tree must have fell. I don't remember if that was here the last time. I think that's one of the coolest things about living in the area that we live in. It's rural, it's beautiful, and it's full of wildlife. Usually up here on this hill by the cattle farm, you'll see turkeys. Lots of times you'll see turkeys. I don't see any today, but definitely have seen them in the past. My dresses are not here yet. The few dresses that I ordered, they'll probably be here maybe tomorrow or later this week. But it was really nice to go for a drive, and I loved seeing the turkey. So funny. I ideally wanted to do a little bit more jewelry work today. I like to kind of prep material, so I'll pick a few stones. I say, I want to work with these, and I'll start making bezels for them, and then I'll start making settings, and I kind of just work it. Like, I never just do one piece start to finish. I just take them all through the same progression of steps. And I don't exactly know that that's faster, but it's just something that I like to do. And I was hoping today, I might have time, I may not, to pick a few stones to work with and go through that progression of work. But you never know what nap time holds, and, you know, you got to do different things. And then you're always like, I don't know how much longer they'll nap. I don't know what I'll get into. But I do want to play with my roller mill because I'm very excited about it. I got it several weeks ago, but I've just not been able to do anything with it. And it's something that you have to bolt down. You have to screw it to your work surface, wherever you're going to work out. If you can have it on a pedestal. They make pedestals for a roller mill. I didn't get one. I just was like, I don't want a pedestal. I'm going to screw it to something. So I found an old dresser that we had down here in the basement. And so that gives me the stability, give me something to screw the roller mill to, a surface to work on at kind of a tabletop. But it also gave me storage. So I'm hoping I can find something as a pattern to impress on the metal, because that's how a roller mill works. And maybe I guess I'll probably set the stones on these necklaces first and then work on that. I've talked about this before. A lot of times I do things in kind of steps, or kind of stages, assembly line type of, you know. I can't usually just sit down and make this start to finish, or sit down and do this start to finish. So I make the setting, I start working on the setting, and then when I get it done, I set the stone. Sometimes I can tumble a necklace, earrings, whatever it is, with the stone in it if it's a stone that's durable and that's not going to bother it. But this stone is not durable, and I couldn't do that with it. So I popped this stone in here. Same thing with this stone. I popped this stone in. So these two stones have already been set, but not that one. And I set this purple one before I tumbled this setting too. But these two stones, this moonstone and this bacon-looking stone called rhodochrosite, they have to be set after the fact. I'm going to take these outside because you can't really see anything about these pieces down here in this lighting. This is much better. Now you're able to see kind of a more accurate color and kind of hue in these stones. I love rhodochrosite. It's just beautiful, this beautiful pink banding. And it's somewhat rare, somewhat hard to, sometimes can be hard to get a hold of. There's not a lot of it. It's not just plentiful like this amethyst or probably even this moonstone. That's a little piece of moonstone and that's a little piece of quartz. That stuff's all over the place, you know. But this piece, so this is a piece of moonstone, and you can see as I move it around, you can see a real pretty rainbow. That's the name of this stone, Rainbow Moonstone. You can see a rainbow pattern inside the stone. So these are just two necklaces. They're just, I don't know, kind of funky, kind of different. And I need to set these two stones down in place, and then they'll be done. They've already got chains. This is really some of the easier work, but it can be kind of tricky because this stone's a little bit fragile, and sometimes this material can be as well, so you have to be careful. You don't want to slip with your setting tool and cause a scratch or a dent in the stone. I have all of this wire right here that you can see that I bought. I'm still worried about silver going up in price, so I just kind of bought a decent amount of wire and the gauges that I work the most with so that I wouldn't have to be worried or concerned about that, and I would have what I needed. Alright, let's see. I may set it right here just so you can kind of try to maybe see a little bit of it. I usually set out here on this thing. But the concept is the same. You just push the metal down over the stone. I don't really know how much you'll be able to see of this, but alright, I gotta get my bezel roller out. This thing is what does majority of the hard work. It rolls and flattens those edges. It's kind of tricky to fit this roller between these little stones and this big stone. It may not go, so I may have to get something else out to fit that space. This little thing is handy. I'm not really sure what this is. If this is a tiny screwdriver or a little awl, but I can use it to roll through here. This might go in there. Yeah. Alright, that little part's done, so I'm going to take one of my bits from in my flex shaft and kind of clean up that edge. But I guess before I do that, I might as well go ahead and work on this piece. This stone's a little trickier. It's a little more fragile. I know throughout this you're going to be able to hear this bench pin. I push down on it. I got to put some of my weight, into this, and this bench pin squeaks. It makes a squeaking noise in this metal slot that it goes into where it's mounted to my wood bench. Probably because it's old and I've been leaning on it for a long time. But I have been doing this a little while, and I've got a pretty good hand as far as being, pretty good hand at being, I guess, accurate and pushing where I need to push at and don't push where you don't need to push at. But I tell you what I've got that's better than that is a hand for cleanup work, because I make mistakes, so I've got to try to be good at cleanup work too, to go back and undo what I've messed up by accident. Alright, I got that one pushed down too, so now I just need to take that little wheel in my flex shaft and kind of clean that up, and these two pieces here will be done. may use a little steel wool to kind of just, that little bit does really good at kind of burnishing and sanding the metal down over the stone. But it'll leave the setting, since this setting's already been tumbled and it's already shiny, then you have this gradient, this line of where the setting is shiny and then less shiny because of that bit has a little bit of a grit to it. So then it leaves almost an unpolished look. So you kind of got to go back and try to do a little bit of finish work and fix that. As far as putting a finish a nice finish on metal, there's nothing like steel wool. It works very well and it's very economical. I use it a lot in my work. Alright. Now I'll probably hit these two pieces with the buff and shine up those edges. Here's my little buff wheel. I'll just use my little wheel instead of my buff on a lathe. Pick up a little compound and just dust the edges a little bit. So here's the kind of the final product of what they look like. They look a little better with that kind of polish around where the stone is set. And they're just, you know, I don't know. Yeah, you like them too, huh? Just two simple pendants, and I enjoyed making them, and yeah, they're done. Okay, now I want to play with my rolling mill real quick, just for a minute. I tried rolling this through, and I'm getting a little bit of an impression, but I've not quite got it down yet. So I cut me another piece of copper, just a scrap piece. I'm gonna kind of deburr the edges a little bit, clean it up some, and then I'm going to anneal it, which is just fancy for heat it up and get it good and hot, so that it will make this metal soft, and it will want to take the impression from this plate. And then I'm going to get it kind of set up wherever I want it and take it over to the rolling mill and go for another pass through there. And I think I've probably got more of what I need to be doing figured out from this first pass. But this, you know, I did get an impression there. So that's pretty close. I just need to work on it a little bit. So this is my rolling mill. It's a Durston rolling mill. It's a combination mill. So you have a flat portion in the middle. You have this side will do wire. It comes out square, but you can make it round if you want to. You could leave it square. And then you have this side, so there's only one notched place here and one smooth wheel. That is for half round wire. So you've got three options: half round wire, square or round wire. You can make it round, and flat sheet. So with this rolling mill, you can do different stuff. You can mill your own stock. So I could, out of silver or gold if I had it. Of course, I don't work in gold. Or other metals for that matter, but what I do is silver. I can make my own stock. I can make my own wire or my own sheet. Or you can use this mill to texture stuff, to texture metal. And I'm really excited to do that with it. This fun little thing is actually just a place keeper. If I were to mill some wire, every time you roll it through here, you're going to pick a smaller and smaller notch because you are milling the wire until you get to the desired place that you want to be in terms of thickness for in terms of gauge for your wire. So that's a handy dandy place keeper for that. It's a smart idea. So I'm going to be using this middle portion, and then I've got the dial up here. This just tells me, this gives me an idea of where I'm at. Here's my little notch here. In terms of degrees of kind of where I need to have this handle at for measuring the thickness of my metal and rolling it out. And then of course I have my handle, and this is just what rolls the wheels. So I just crank the handle to roll my metal through between these two rollers. So I'm pretty excited about this thing, and I'm pretty much just ready to see if I can roll my piece of metal and my texture plate through here and see if we can get an impression. So essentially I set the thickness of my metal here by going ahead and turning my dial up here to measure the thickness of my metal. So I have this, the wheels exactly the width apart of the thickness here. And so what I'm going to do is add a half of a turn to that and then grab my handle and crank it through. Alright, y'all, I am rolling and filming one-handed, but there it is partway through. And you can see that it is going to come out the back. Alright, so it has come through. So this is what we're left with. Let's take this and check it out. Okay, so that's a pretty good impression. There's probably things that I could do a little better. Let me get it out here where you can see it. So you can, yeah, there you go. You can see a little bit more. So that's pretty good. That's the idea. That's the impression. Real quick, just to show you how different this looks with patina, I'm going to run some black Sharpie over this and steel wool it a little bit, and I'll show you how that pattern pops up. But that's not too bad. That's a pretty good impression. So that Sharpie, I just real quick put a little Sharpie on there and steel wooled some of it off to show you. And then you can kind of see patina works really well with texture. It really gets down into those recessed areas. So that's pretty cool. There's some things that I could do probably better and learn a little bit about. But this is not a bad impression and not a bad first go at it. So there would be a lot of applications for this with my jewelry work. I could do all kinds of stuff. I could make earrings and necklaces and just, you know, texture, anything I wanted to essentially. And I think that would be great. So I'm excited about it. I'm very pleased. And yeah, I'm glad that I got to share this with you. I really enjoyed working with my rolling mill. It is definitely something that's, you know, it's not exactly new. I've done it before. I used to work a little bit with a rolling mill when I did a few classes and taught a few classes at the folk school. And the rolling mill was very similar to that one. So I've done it quite a few times, done it quite a bit, but it's just been a long time. And I have a really big rolling mill, a really old rolling mill, but it's just pretty much almost wore out. So you can't really count on it to do the same thing twice. So it was kind of a fun process to kind of jog my memory a little bit and try that again. And I'm really excited with the result that I got. And so that shows me I could continue to do that and do it with some different patterns. You can use organic material. You can use dried leaves, moss, all those kind of things. You just have to be really careful to make sure that what you're using is dry, and you want to keep any moisture or any sticky, icky stuff off those rollers in the roller mill to protect your wheels, because if something bad were to happen to them, if there were to become erosion or like something corroded or like, you know, that pits that metal, it will transfer that to your pieces that you roll through there, and that would be a problem. So I enjoyed that. And now Corey and Austin actually, they just pulled up out here, and we are going to do supper. They're going to come in and hang out for a little while, and we're going to eat some supper. And me and Corey may or may not play a little bit of music. And if we do play some music, we may set the camera up and film that for a separate video. But alas, it is almost supper time. Olive, are you excited for supper time? You excited you're going to get yourself something to eat too? You get yourself something to eat too? Are you excited about supper?
Yeah, but I'm destroying my appetite with raisins.
Oh, that's okay. Everybody does it. Everybody snacks before supper because they're hungry.
Oh, raisins.
Have you had a good day? I've seen you a little bit today, of course, when you went to the dentist and dropped off Woody and then come back and got him. But what else have you been into?
Cleaning my house. I actually got the whole thing cleaned today, which is kind of rare that I can do it in one day.
That's awesome.
Just by myself, you know.
And I appreciate you stopping by the fruit stand for us.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
That was nice. I found a blue jay feather at the fruit stand.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You're still out there laying on the ground?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Isn't that cool?
I love hunting for feathers.
Dad, have you enjoyed supper?
Yeah, it's good.
You made it. Tell us what we had.
We had chicken thighs and a little gravy, and green beans and rice and cornbread.
It was good, wasn't it?
Pretty good.
It was really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for making us a delicious supper.
You're welcome.
Got some banana pudding that Granny made.
Is it good?
It's very good.
I bet it is. She makes the little banana puddings in these little kind of like oven and microwave safe bowls, huh? Ramekins is what Corey called it. And they're really good. That's sweet of her to do that and share, ain't it?
Very, very good. Yeah.
Did you enjoy supper?
Mm-hmm.
It's good, wasn't it?
Yeah, those chicken thighs were excellent.
We were all saying we need to get the recipe so we can do it again.
Oh yeah.
Supper is pretty much gone. We pretty much ate it all. We got a little bit of these green beans left. And this is the gravy that the chicken was in. It's a really good gravy. Yeah, and some onions. And I actually had some other chicken that Dad made here. And it's kind of in its own gravy. And it also was really good. These were chicken tenders. And the ones that were in here were chicken thighs. But they were both really good. We also had a little bit of rice. And there was a piece or two of cornbread left too. Well, that's a wrap, guys. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I came back downstairs here. Everybody's done eating supper. Corey and Austin are about to go home. And both boys are crying and melting down because it is bedtime and they're both tired and wore out. They play all day and they can only take so much before it's just like, gotta go to bed and start fresh tomorrow. Kind of did a little bit of everything in this video. And sometimes that's just, you know, that's what our days look like. We got different little things to do, and sometimes, I don't know, I just find it easier to take you along with me for video content, I guess. So, without further ado, I hope that you are doing okay where you are. We are continuing to remember all the prayer requests that have been made on our YouTube family. And I guess that's all I got to say. God bless you. God keep you. We'll certainly catch you at the next one. Bye, guys. Tell the viewers bye, Binks. Say bye. Say bye.